Hey y'all. I'll just wait for people to trickle on in. Oh, actually, let me go ahead and put the Substack on there. Hi. Hi. Let me post this. Post it. So I thought, I've been trying to think of topics, things that I can talk about on here because, I post these videos on the Substack, right? And so I've been trying to think of topics. And also, a lot of people recently have found my second channel, which is also where I post these videos, which is just Kimberly Nicole Foster. I created the second channel because For Harriet is intentionally a space for Black women and progressive Black feminist politics. And there's lots of stuff that I like that does not necessarily align with the mission of For Harriet. So I wanted to create a separate space where I could explore all of that stuff. And so that's why there's the second channel, and that's why there's the Substack. I know, literally hundreds of people have found that channel this week, and they're like, Kim, what are you doing? And it's like, can I just be free? So I thought I would talk about this because this is something that, a genre of comment that I've been getting a lot of recently is, what's changed and why do you look so good and you glowed up and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, okay. So one of my New Year's resolutions, are we calling them resolutions, intentions, or whatever, was to put more effort in my appearance, to be more intentional about taking care of myself, both physically, but also eating vegetables every day, exercising 3 times a week, doing my skincare routine every day, because Lord knows the skincare routine got 25 steps in it. Flossing, but also just giving more of a fuck about clothes and how your hair looks and all of that kind of stuff. And I stopped. When the pandemic started, anybody who watched knows that I really just gave up during the pandemic. I was like, oh, we're stuck in the house. I'm just gonna not put on any makeup anymore and not do my hair anymore and get on camera in my pajamas. I'm still on camera in my pajamas now, but I was like, oh, I'll just wait it out. I'll just put everything on pause until the pandemic is over. Because I thought the pandemic was going to be over in 3 months. And then 3 months passed. And then 6 months passed. And we were still in the pandemic. And I was still in okay, well, I'm just going to wait until the pandemic. Why would I get my hair done or put on makeup or put on, we're stuck in the house. Why would I do that? And, well, I will also say, I actually, and I say this all the time, I liked having that time of not doing shit, of getting on camera exactly, fresh-faced, hair, natural hair out, just pushed back with a little headband, I actually like that. I think that actually gave me a new kind of confidence, because there was definitely, am I saying things I've said before? But whatever. There was definitely a time before that where I was I have insecurities the way that everybody else has insecurities. And I recognize that, people are judgmental, totally. So, there was definitely a time where I was I'm never getting on camera with no makeup on. And I'm always going to have my hair done. And I always want to be looking cute on camera. And I don't want people to say that I'm ugly and all of that. And so that period last year where I was you're going to get what you get. And you're going to watch these videos. And you're going to like them. And the channel still grew. And people still engaged with me. And I still made great content. I think I needed that time to divest from compulsory femininity. But I am a feminine woman. I like aesthetics. I'm an aesthete. I like clothes and shoes and makeup and looking cute, right? Anybody who's followed me on Instagram for any period of time knows that I love a dress. I love just like a sexy dress. And when I realized at the end of last year, oh, we're not getting out of this pandemic anytime soon. Like, oh, we're gonna be here for a long time. So the idea that I'm just gonna wait to put effort back into my appearance when the pandemic is over is like, it'll be 18 more months. But also, I do think that I was getting into a rut of like, well, it doesn't matter. Like, nothing matters. Who cares? You know, why do anything to my hair? Who cares? Why put on any clothes? Like, who cares? Who cares? You know, just put on some lip gloss. And so I have found that taking the time to, you know, I do not like wrapping my hair. We have about 2 more weeks of having hair down like this, and then we're going to go back to protective styles. But I do think that taking the time to put on makeup and do the skincare and even exercise. I hate exercise. It does help to break up the monotony, because I really don't do shit. I really don't do anything. I go to my mom's house. I go to my sister's house. I get my hair done. I go to the doctor. I'm here. And so it has been like a way to break up the day. So that's fun. And also, you know, people are like, why do you look so much better? And it's like, okay, well, I also have to be honest about, like, if I look better now than I did a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, or 5 years ago, like, the honest truth is, it's because I have more money. Like to be like, if we're gonna be really real about it, right? Like, having access to resources does help you look better. And I was, you know, I haven't made the video about, you know, the fillers yet, but like in December, I got dermal filler in my nasolabial folds. I don't know. Honestly, I don't even really think that made a big difference, to be honest. Like, it doesn't make a big difference to me in my appearance, but I did get it. And, you know, you have just more time to just spend on it, buy better quality makeup, get facials. No, that's it too. That is. But something that I do, you know, and I'm going to do this for a while. You know, obviously I'm not going to do full beat every day. I just can't. Even, you know, even though I don't even I really only put on makeup like this when I'm going to record a video. But even is not going to be sustainable. Like, there's definitely going to be times where I'm going to go back to like mascara and lip gloss, Kimberly, because, you know, full beat, like, I'm not built to be Jackie Aina. I'm not built to be like, it's just not in me. It's not for me. Like, I feel like special occasion is enough. You know, right now we're still at the beginning of the year, so it feels good and new, but I'm not going to check back in 2 months. It's not going to be like this. It's not. But also, I will say that something that is kind of related, but not necessarily related, is I just feel good in my body, you know? And it's like, there is something about when you just feel good in your body, you know, like, I feel sexy, I feel desirable. And this is, by the way, this sexy, desirable feeling happened before I decided to start putting on makeup, right? Like, those things are not, they're not linked. Like, it was months ago, I was like, oh, I'm sexy oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? And I just talked about this on Instagram stories, but I do feel like there is something about being comfortably in your 30s and just getting in tune with your body and sexuality. I'm having this conversation with my friends too, where we're, you know, recommending sex toys to each other and talking about sex lives and talking about pleasure and desire and lube. And, you know, there's just like something about being this age at this, I wish I could explain it. It's like something weirdly cosmic where it's like, oh, this is a good body and we're going to take care of this body and we're going to adorn this body and like luxuriate in it. That's also a part of it. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know the other thing, for so many years, I of course heard about, okay, your 30s is when everything gets great. I mean, obviously everything is not perfect. Like, I have problems, okay. But you know, you hear when you're younger, oh, your 30s is when you're in your sexual prime and things come together and you love your body. And I was like, okay, whatever, like, whatever, you know. And I didn't feel that at 30. But for some reason, moving into 32, my birthday is next month, I feel like y'all better get in, like, you know. I just feel very, like, I'm feeling it like a lot. And so that feeling of feeling just good in your body, I do think also translates into me wanting to do more traditionally feminine stuff and, you know, be sexy and buy lingerie and wear makeup and do hair and all that. It really did start truly internally and radiated externally. And so people ask me all the time about sexual liberation, you know, what does it mean and what does it look like and how does it feel? I don't know how sexual liberation feels for you. I don't know what body positivity, I don't really subscribe to body positivity, but you know, body neutrality, sorry, there's something in my eye now. I don't know what that looks like or will feel like for you. All I know is I have never felt better in my body. I've never felt more comfortable. I've never felt more confident. And that is just going to radiate. Like, in any space I am, wherever I am, however, you know, Fresh Face Kimberly feels sexy and good and like deserving of pleasure. Yeah, okay. Girl, Sam, I turned 32 this year and my Dirty 30 redo was insane. I'm loving my late 20s and cannot wait to be 30. I don't know if I love my late 20s, but definitely I was ready to be 30. Your 30s are lit. 30 was ass, but 31 and beyond, yes. You know, 30 wasn't horrible for me, but I really feel like I've come into myself. Like, there's something about 30 where it's like, oh, shit, I'm not in my 20s anymore. Like, what the fuck? And then when I turned 31, I was like, oh, I'm really a woman in my 30s. Like, it was disorienting to be like, I'm in my 30s. Like, I'm here. And then it was like, okay, well, I'm here. So what's up? Okay. Pisces time, same. Okay. Pisces, always refresh in the new year. Do we? These pajamas are from Target, and this is a cage bra. I don't know where this came from, probably ASOS. I just turned 25, and despite the other angst, I feel so liberated, happy, and beautiful in my body as it is now. So hearing you say that now makes me excited about my 30s. I mean, everybody's experience of being in your 30s is not the same, but I will say that, you know, things are coming. I feel good. And by the way, right, that doesn't mean that everything is perfect. It does not mean that everything is perfect, because at the end of last year, I was going through some shit. I was going through some shit with people with penises at the end of last year. In November and early December of last year, oh, girl, I was like, Kimberly, what? Really? Like, how did this happen? For real. So, you know, obviously, I'm just gonna tear up. I'm not sure why. So obviously, I'm never going to age out of doing dumb shit and making mistakes. But I do think that my ability to rebound from those mistakes is much better now than it's ever been. I do think that my ability to be self-reflective, like after I was, in that shit at the end of last year, I was like, okay, wait, we need to take some time. We need to take some time and work through what just happened. And like, why did that happen? To just like really try to honestly navigate out of it. And so I feel like I did some good work, and I'm still doing some good work to figure out, that can never happen again. And I'm not beating myself up about it. It's just like, okay, it happened. Do you believe in astrology? Barely. I believe that I'm a Pisces, and I just started watching Star Puppy videos, and she's a YouTuber, and I just like her personality, and she's a Pisces. And she said, weep no sleep, gang, about Pisces. And I was like, yes, weep no sleep. That is definitely how I live my life. Oh, ooh, this is about to fall over. Oh, thank you, Jessica. Thank you. Okay. I'm 23. I was just telling my 33-year-old friend how I can't wait to get like her. I want to feel secure. I mean, obviously, everybody, I have to say, results may vary. Everybody may not. But, I don't know. I just don't know. It's like things are coming together, and I feel good about life, and I, am not letting these niggas stress me out, and I'm investing in my friendships, and I feel like I know what I want my career to be, and I know what I want to do, and whatever I want, I feel like is accessible to me. Oh, somebody asked a question. Why do you think there is an orgasm gap between women? Do younger women's insecurities play a role? I mean, do you mean orgasm gap between women of different ages? Recently, if we're really gonna go here, I recently have been having the best orgasms of my life. And ain't no men around. And we're in a pandemic. I just think that a part of it is I was so insecure about my body when I was younger. So insecure and so focused on, is this the right position, and does it look right? And then also, I don't want to sweat too much. I don't want to look ugly. What sound am I going to make? And then I didn't know enough about my body to know what I wanted. And then also, I was also having sex with partners who weren't necessarily 100% invested in my pleasure. I did have a partner who was, but I couldn't even articulate to him what I wanted or what was going to make me feel good because I was so disconnected from my body. Trying to, just the shame around sex and what it is and, that kind of stuff. Even as a feminist, that kind of stuff, definitely having to undo that was really hard. But also really embracing the fact that for most women, people with vaginas, I should say, penetration ain't gonna get it. And I just feel like, I think we're just turning the corner where we're having a real conversation about how for most of us, penetration is not enough. That is not gonna do it. You need some other stuff. Okay? So make sure you're doing some other stuff. Get the tools that you need, invest the time And so really embracing that, sure, you know, penises are great, but like that ain't gonna do what I needed to do. Okay. Do you have a lot of friends, real friends? Tips on making friends as an adult? I have no tips on making friends as an adult. All of my best friends I met when I was a teenager in college. Sorry, I don't know what happened here. I have no tips on making friends as an adult. If I've made friends. Occasionally I'll pick up a friend or two in my 20s, but very few. I'm not, I've talked about this elsewhere. I'm not super interested in going deep with a lot of people. I love to talk to people. I genuinely do. That's why I love this job. I'm just curious. I'm curious and I'm nosy, and I've always been that way. And over the course of running for Harriet, I've talked to hundreds of Black women. Hundreds. And I love that. I get energized from it, but I don't necessarily have a desire to go deep with a lot of people. Trust issues. Kim, do you consider yourself an introvert? I am an introvert. Yeah. And occasionally I'll be like, maybe I'm not an introvert. Because sometimes I talk to other people. And they're like, extreme. I think a lot of, should I say this? Should I talk about this? I'll just say, historically, I've interacted with a lot of introverted men. And they're so extreme about it. I'm like, oh, maybe I'm not that. Maybe I'm an ambivert. Because again, I don't have a problem talking to people and engaging people in conversation and looking them in the eye and, walking up to people or whatever. Wait, that's not what being an introvert is. But occasionally I do feel like I need to be out. Like I need to see people. Anyways, yeah, whatever. Oh, 2 badges. Shout out to Son of Someone's and Define It for buying badges. Love you. Appreciate you so much. Son of Someone's, did you just send me the link to that YouTube page? Was that you? That's a good YouTube page. Introverts get energized being alone. Yeah, I realized when I was talking, I was like, wait, I'm mixing up things. Okay, so I prefer to spend my time alone. I don't like to be out, Like, I like a set amount of out time, a set amount of social time, and then, like, as soon as my social time meter is depleted, I have to go. So I definitely, back when the world was open, I always noticed that my social time meter would be up, but my friends would like be out, like having fun and like, yeah. And I'd be like, and then it's like me, like the meme, like just like sitting on the couch, like the Sky Jackson meme where you're just sitting there and it's like, I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to be here anymore. That's definitely me. I just like to like be in my own space. That's empowering to enjoy your own company. I've watched reports online that said loneliness is a rampant issue personally, so enjoy my own company. I mean, I think you can enjoy your own company and still be lonely. I felt loneliness totally. So I don't think that those things are mutually exclusive, but my loneliness is not like my loneliness has often been connected to a desire for deep emotional intimacy. It's not like I want to be out and I want to see people. It's, am I connecting deeply? You know, and that connecting deeply doesn't have to be in person. You know, that connecting deeply can be on FaceTime or text or Zoom or whatever. In fact, I prefer it not be in person. To be honest, I think the introvert, ambivert, extrovert thing has gotten hella cloudy because people keep using them to describe other things like introvert about anxiety and stuff like that. Totally. Being social is like a performance for me. I'm good at it, but I'd rather be myself. Yeah, I mean, I've definitely, I've talked about this in videos before, but I learned when I was really early that people do not trust introverts. Like, they don't. People do not trust introverts. So I did learn how to perform extroversion. I have a whole video about this. I did learn how to perform charm and charisma because I guess, if you're a girl, then you learn how to, mask your stuff. And also, like I've said, I have ADHD and I've had it since I was a kid, I assume. And so having to mask that kind of stuff, yeah, I've definitely learned how to hide it. But there is a part of me that genuinely likes to have little short bursts of social time. How does it feel being a popular introvert in spaces like Clubhouse? People on Clubhouse in particular, people invite me on stages all the time. Like, as soon as I get into rooms, often people will invite me on stages because they assume that I'm itching to talk all the time. I am not. I am not. I've talked, I can probably count on both my hands how many times I've been on a stage in Clubhouse. Like, very, very few. I mean, a public stage. I've been in private rooms, a lot of private rooms. But I am not itching to perform all the time, Oh, somebody has asked questions. Do you limit your TV, internet, and social media use? I wish that I could do that. I've tried to limit them before, but I'm going to blame this on ADHD. I'm blaming everything on ADHD now. I do have some impulse control problems. I always try to set limits, and I've said that I'm leaving Twitter and I'm not going to watch TV and I'm not going to whatever. I wish that I could limit that more. I mean, I read a lot. I do read a lot. But I feel like I should be reading more. I feel like I should be reading a book a day, to be honest. But I'm not. And I hate that. I hate that for me. I found that the best way to mask introversion and anxiety in public is to play dumb. Everyone loves to lecture strangers, and most of the time they'll walk away thinking you're a good listener. Yeah, I mean, I definitely am a good listener. Somebody told me this recently, like, I just like that you listen. And I was like, I just don't want to talk. I talk for a living. I talk in public. I have an audience, so in my offline time, in my not work time, I'm often not trying to talk. I'm not trying to carry the conversation. Morissette says, the way you struggle with impulse control yet partake in disciplined work. I mean, oh gosh. I don't consider myself to be super disciplined, but I understand I understand that it might look like I'm disciplined. Like today, I was really proud of myself because I didn't want to get on YouTube and do the Chloe and Halle live at all. Like I didn't. That's why I did it so late, you know? But I was like, I'm just trying to train myself to push past, to not have to rely so much on motivation. This is workaholic shit. But so just disregard this if you want to live a happy life. But I do think that when you make stuff for a living, like I work for myself, right? So if I don't hunt, I don't eat. And so I am just trying to put together routines in place. And this is also like an ADHD thing, put together routines and, coping mechanisms so that I can not have to rely on, oh, I don't want to do it today, or do I want to do it today? Because most days I don't. Most days I don't. Do you date introverts or extroverts? Because an introvert will make you do all the talking. It's so interesting. Oh gosh. It really depends. All introverts are not the same, because some introverts will make me do all the talking. And then others are like, some introverts are eager to talk a lot with people they feel comfortable with. And that's something that I found too. So I've dated a few introverted men, or talked to, or dated, or, whatever words we're using these days, right? And they're not all the same. Because oh God, how much? There's definitely been times where I've been talking to a man and who describes himself as an introvert, and I'll be like, for an introvert, like, you are really dominating this conversation. Like, I can't even get a word in edgewise. But I do think that is because introvert doesn't mean like you don't want to have conversations. I think it just means like, I don't want to have conversations with everybody. That's how I feel. I'm not trying to talk to everybody. I'm not trying to go deep with everybody. Okay. If I'm not motivated, I do not move a muscle, and I can go weeks without motivation, and then I fall into a depression. Yeah. So what I have gotten, the advice that I have gotten around this is that I have to have some structure. So I definitely hate structure. That's why I do this. That's why I'm a horrible employee. I hate structure. I hate deadlines. I hate people telling me what to do. I knew from the time I was a little kid that I wanted to own my own business, because I cannot handle somebody trying to tell me how to structure my time or whatever. And for a long time, until recently, I was like, oh, that's just how I am. That's just how I work best. That's just whatever. And then recently somebody was like, yeah, that's how you are, but are you the happiest that you think you could be? Are you the healthiest that you think you could be right now? Like, it kind of seems like you're living in chaos. And I was like, I am living in chaos, but I just thought that's my default. I just thought some people live in chaos and some people, and she was like, no, okay, you don't have to live in chaos. So, I'm trying to, and it's hard, and I hate it so much. I hate it so much, but I'm trying to just put in a little more safeguards and, structures and time limits and all of that, so I can live a happier, healthier life. I'm aware that sometimes notoriety doesn't always benefit the noted. Do you struggle with loss of anonymity at all? Sure. I mean, people don't really know me. Like, I have to be honest about the fact that people don't really know me. Something I do think about is becoming more known. Because I like this level. I like this. There's a community of people who know me and they mostly like me. I have a few hate watchers. I see you. I know there's some hate watchers out here. But generally the vibes are good and we get each other and I don't have to worry about my safety. But I don't want to do I want to be somebody with millions of followers? Like, not really. Not really. Because then you have to think about all different kinds of stuff, it's more, do I need more money? No. Not really. No, I don't need more money. Do I need a bigger home? No. No. So what I would be getting by being bigger, would it even really be worth it for me? I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. I bought a sand timer to help me with time limits. It's helped so far, but maybe it's because it's my new toy. I set the timer on my phone. Yeah, the timer on my phone is definitely I'm obsessed with. I thrive on structure. My family are entrepreneurial and it gives me hives, honestly, the lack of structure, the lack of a schedule. Yeah, well, that's not me. It's not me. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to go through these comments. Oh, is it allergy season? For some reason, my nose is running, my eyes are watery. I'm not sure what's happening. Okay. Anyways, that's enough of that because I'm about to melt down. I'm about to melt down on here. Kim inspired me to tint my eyebrows. Shout out to us. Gang, eyebrow tint gang, sparse eyebrows gang. I naturally have no eyebrows, so I have to do a lot to get them together. More people have asked questions. Whew. Does talking about deep things leave you feeling sad or drained? I try not to watch the news, to be honest. No, no, it doesn't leave me. I mean, it depends. It depends. Some deep stuff is legitimately sad. But I like being able to critically analyze things and break things down. And I love having a platform where all of the little fragments of ideas that I have in my mind can come together and I can make something, I like that because I don't know, what would I be doing if I didn't have this? I would just be talking somebody to death, or writing it in a journal or something. But yeah, occasionally it is sad. I mean, when I think about all the people who've died in the United States of COVID, I get sad. When I think about the fact that thousands of people every day are still dying from COVID, that makes me sad. We're still not out of the woods. But I also like to go deep with people. I also have realized recently that, I force people to go deep. Yeah. Do you find it difficult to organize your thoughts because of ADHD? Yes, that is why I write everything down. I have to take notes Sometimes, when I'm doing these live videos, people sometimes are like, whoa, how are you doing this all off the cuff? And I'm like, this is not off the cuff. I have notes. There is no way in hell that I would be able to make it through a 45-minute video or 50 minutes of talking without notes. I have an outline. I have notes. I've done research. Occasionally, I can go off the cuff. I can go off the cuff for 3 or 4 minutes. But for 50 minutes, no. And even speaking of Clubhouse, on the rare occasion that I do speak in a Clubhouse room, I even have to take notes about what I'm going to say because the ideas do get jumbled up. Women have higher sex drives in their 30s. Do you think this contributes to feeling more sexy, better? I definitely have a higher sex drive now. Oh, my sex drive now is whereas before I would have sex, I felt sexually aroused, and sexually attracted to people. But a lot of the sex I feel like I had in my 20s was men want sex. But now I'm I want sex, but you gotta do things other than penetration. Yeah, no, I definitely, look, I'm sending my best nudes, sending my best pictures right now. It's just great. I'm just feeling great. What foundation am I wearing? This is Teint Idole by Lancome. Yes. Have you tried bullet journaling? I'm not disciplined enough to do a bullet journal. I have so many notebooks and journals and all of that stuff around because I love the idea of journaling. I love the idea of it. I've really just idealized this in my mind. But actually sticking to it and doing it every day it's a lot. Okay. All right. How long have we been doing this? For 43 minutes? Yeah, I love the earrings and the pajamas. Thank you so much. Yeah. The thing is, I was just telling somebody recently, and I don't know. I don't know how much of this is just related to the fact that my mind is jumbled all the time or just my natural personality, but I love the beginnings of things. I love the beginning of the month. I love the top of the hour, the top of the year. I love to start a new journal, but it's just the consistency, keeping it up. That's a real struggle for me. In what other ways do you enjoy embracing creativity outside of the work on For Harriet? How else am I? When I was doing the flower thing, I felt like that was fun and creative. I don't know. That's it. I like clothes. I think clothes are fun and cute. And I like aesthetics, right? So I do like seeing people do their makeup. But that's not my creativity. That's watching other people be creative. I don't know. I just like to work. Okay? All right, it's time to wrap this up. I don't have anything else to say. Thank you guys so much for the compliments. I appreciate y'all so much. This is going to go up on the YouTube, my second YouTube channel, and also I'm going to send it out via the Substack. So thank y'all so much. Thanks to the people who bought badges, Morissette Archive, Son of Someone's Define It. Do you have a Pinterest, maybe a board of favorite aesthetics? I don't have a Pinterest. Like, I've never been able to really commit to Pinterest, but you know what? I feel like maybe I secretly invented Pinterest. Okay, you know what I used to do when I was a kid? I mean, obviously, I'm not being serious, but when I was a kid, I always loved clothes. And I always was like, when I grow up and I get money, like, I'm going to wear such cute clothes. And so I would be on the internet and I would have PowerPoints and I would save images from Net-a-Porter or from whatever online store was popping, or Vogue.com or Style.com had all of like the fashion runway or whatever. And I would save those pictures and put them into the PowerPoint. And like, this is what I'm going to wear when I'm an adult, you know? Okay, let's go. We're done. We're done now. Bye. Thank you so much. Have a good day.